Hello everyone. In this class, you are going to learn another battle which took place in between Mysuru province and British. So from the previous classes and all, we are in the part of discussion about Anglo-Mysore wars. Anglo-Mysore wars. So as a part of this topic, so far we discussed first Anglo-Mysore war and second Anglo-Mysore war. So first Anglo-Mysore war ended with Madras Peace Treaty and the second Anglo-Mysore war that was ended with Mangaluru Peace Treaty. Now in this class, let us discuss what happened after second Anglo-Mysore war. So after the completion of second Anglo-Mysore war, in the eventual stage of that war, Hyder Ali died, and after that, who continued the enmity with British in Mysuru province? Tippu Sultan continued the enmity with Britishers in the Mysuru province. As a part of that, in the previous class, we discussed already the information regarding the profile of Tippu Sultan. Okay, without any delay, let us discuss what happened after second Anglo-Mysore war, which is nothing but third Anglo-Mysore. Third Anglo-Mysore war. So before the discussion of third Anglo-Mysore war, we can consider here 1792 this war took place. Before entering into this war, how second Anglo-Mysore war ended? Second Anglo-Mysore war ended with Mangaluru Peace Treaty. Mangaluru Peace Treaty. Mangaluru Peace Treaty. Just remember this word. Second Anglo-Mysore war ended with Mangaluru Peace Treaty. Come back to the third war. Third World War, not the third Anglo-Mysore war. Here, what is the major reason for this war? The major reason for this war, political disturbances in Travancore. Political disturbances. Political disturbance in Travancore was the major reason. Travancore is a place in Tamil Nadu. So, political disturbances in Travancore is a major reason for this war. What are the disturbances? The king of Travancore king, constructed a port in Cochin. Travancore king constructed a fort in Cochin with the help of British. With British help. You are clear with this statement, right? Travancore king constructed a fort in Cochin. He constructed one fort, Cochin. So, with the help of British, along with construction of a fort in Cochin, he also captured some of the places. He captured. In the same manner, some of the places he captured, right? Those places under the control of Dutch. This is the breach of Mangaluru Peace Treaty. As per Mangaluru Peace Treaty, the British people, they should not support any other king to capture the places in Mysuru province. But here what happened? Travancore king constructed a fort in Cochin. So, and also he captured some of the places in the surrounding areas with the help of British. This is the breach. Breach means what? Break. Breach of Mangaluru Peace Treaty. So, Britishers, they are not withstanding the treaties. Already we discussed it in Madras Peace Treaty, same thing will happen. Again, they repeated the same thing after second Anglo-Mysore war and in the third Anglo-Mysore war. So here what happened means Britishers also they captured some of the places like Karwar. Karwar, Dundigal, Karwar, Dundigal, and Coimbatore. Britishers are captured some of the places like Karwar, Dundigal, and Coimbatore. At that time, Tipu Sultan also tried to attack. Tipu Sultan also reached with his army to the Satyamangala. Satyamangala is a place. There he reached and he captured that places. And also Tipu Sultan also tried to capture Tiruchinappalli, but he failed. Students, I hope you are very clear, right? Britishers, they captured some places like Karwar, Dundigal, and Coimbatore. At the same time, by observing all these situations, by breaking Mangaluru Peace Treaty, Britishers, they are doing all kind of things. In the same manner, Tipu Sultan also reached the region of Satyamangala and he captured. And after that, he tried to capture another place, Tiruchinappalli, but Tipu Sultan is failed to capture Tiruchinappalli. At that time, what happened means the military responsibilities of British taken under power by the Cornwallis. So Cornwallis took the responsibility as military general. So after he appointed as a military general of British, he changed his war directions. He changed his expansion directions. At that time, how like they are changed their strategy means they want to capture Bengaluru. They want to capture Bengaluru fort and they want to destroy it. So that they reached Kolar. And they reached Hoskote. And finally, they reached to Bangalore. And they are destroyed and captured the fort in the Bangalore. See, after Cornwallis is appointed as a military general, he changed his war strategy. So initially they reached Kolar to Hoskote, and after that the British army reached to Bangalore and they captured Bangalore fort. After they capturing Bangalore fort, the British people, especially under the leadership of Cornwallis, they want to make alliance with Marathas as well as Nizams of Hyderabad. After they captured Bengaluru, they entered into alliance with Marathas and Nizams of Hyderabad. I hope you are clear, right? See here, after they captured Bengaluru, they entered into Cornwallis is entered into alliance with whom? Marathas as well as Nizams of Hyderabad. So whenever the Marathas are made alliance with Britishers, they have the power to, means they have the strength to capture some of the places in South India. As a part of that, they captured some of the places which are under the control of Tipu Sultan. So by the end of this content, what happened? The alliance is formed in between Britishers, Marathas as well as Nizams of Hyderabad. Now the combined army of Marathas, Nizams and Cornwallis means Britishers in the year 1792, they marched towards Srirangapatna. And along with their army, they marched towards Srirangapatna and they destroyed the fort of Srirangapatna during night time. In the year officially in the year 1792 the war was started. So here 1792 the combined army of Marathas, Nizams and Britishers, they reached to Srirangapatna and they destroyed Srirangapatna fort during night time. And at that time, the Tipu Sultan tried to sign a treaty which is very, very important in the personal life of Tipu Sultan. Personal life of Tipu Sultan. Here the question may ask, Treaty of Srirangapatna was inevitable in Tipu life. Justify your statement. Or else, why Srirangapatna Treaty is very important in the Tipu Sultan ruling? That is also very important. So finally, what happened here? The Britishers and the Tipu Sultan, they entered into one treaty that is known as Treaty of Srirangapatna. Treaty of Srirangapatna. So we can, in which year? 1792. 1792. So we can say that Third Anglo-Mysore War ended with Treaty of Srirangapatna. Very important and the prime focus content in this lesson. Why Srirangapatna Treaty is very important. So unconditionally, with unfavorable condition, in order to secure his kingdom, Tipu Sultan entered into this agreement. So what are the terms and conditions of this treaty? What are the terms and conditions of Srirangapatna Treaty? First condition is Tipu Sultan has to give half of his kingdom Tipu Sultan has to give half of his kingdom to the British. Half of his kingdom to the British. And more importantly, he should pay rupees 3 crores as war damage. War damage. Tipu Sultan has to pay rupees of 3 crores to the British as a war damage. And more importantly, so Tipu Sultan has to, what we can say, that give hostage of his 2 sons. Tipu has to give his 2 sons as hostage against the payment. Means what? Tipu Sultan is promised to give his 2 sons as a hostage against to the war compensation. Means after he will pay this 3 crores of war compensation, the British people, they will release the 2 sons of Tipu Sultan. These are the 3 important terms and conditions of Srirangapatna Treaty. If the question may ask, what are the terms and conditions of Srirangapatna Treaty, means you have to write answer. Tipu Sultan is agreed to give half of his kingdom. And second one, he has to pay rupees of 3 crores as a war damage or a war compensation. So after that, he is agreed to give his 2 sons as a hostage against the payment. After he will pay this payment, the British people, they will release the 2 sons of Tipu Sultan. So in this manner, the Srirangapatna Treaty is signed in between Tipu Sultan and the British. After that, what happened, you know? With Srirangapatna Treaty, Third Anglo-Mysore War ended in the year 1792. So if the question may ask, mention the main reason for Third Anglo-Mysore War, means you have to write the answer. The political situation, political disturbances or situation in the Travancore is a major reason for this war. What happened means, the king of Travancore constructed a fort in Cochin with the help of British, and also he captured some of the places. This is against to what? Against to Mangaluru Peace Treaty. What is this treaty? Second Anglo-Mysore War ended with Mangaluru Peace Treaty. Third Anglo-Mysore War ended with Treaty of Srirangapatna. And what are the terms and conditions of this treaty? Students, here, Tipu Sultan has to give half of his kingdom. Along with that, he is agreed to pay rupees 3 crores as a war compensation, and after that, he promised to give his 2 sons as a hostage against the payment. Means after he will pay this amount 3 crores, the 2 sons of Tipu Sultan will be released by the Britishers from the prison in this war. unconditionally. Tipu Sultan entered into this agreement. That is the reason why the Treaty of Srirangapatna, it will affect more on personal life of Tipu Sultan. So that with Srirangapatna Treaty, Third Anglo-Mysore War is ended in the year 1792. Okay, children. So far we discussed Third Anglo-Mysore War. Now let us discuss Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Now, so let me discuss the conclusion of Third Anglo-Mysore War. What happened? Third Anglo-Mysore War ended with what treaty? Treaty of Srirangapatna. Already, just now we discussed the terms and conditions of Srirangapatna Treaty. So, after Srirangapatna Treaty, Britishers, they withdrawn their army from Srirangapatna. Why? Because means Tipu Sultan already entered into the treaty, right? He agreed all the terms and conditions of the treaty. That is the reason why Britishers are withdrawn their army from the Srirangapatna. So after Srirangapatna Treaty was signed, Tipu Sultan paid all the dues to the British, whatever he agreed in the treaty. Example, Tipu Sultan gave his half of the kingdom to the British, and he paid 3 crores as a war compensation, and after that Britishers released the imprisoned 2 sons of Tipu Sultan. So after Tipu Sultan paid all the dues after Srirangapatna Treaty, so that unconditional treaty make Tipu Sultan is very weak, and more importantly, with the defeat of Tipu Sultan after Third Anglo-Mysore War, the confidence levels of Britishers are increased, and after that Tipu Sultan claimed ownership in the Malabar region that is ruled by the British people. So during Fourth Anglo-Mysore War, what happened means Tipu Sultan claimed ownership over Malabar region. Malabar region means Kerala. So already at that time this Malabar region is under the control of British. So whenever Tipu Sultan is claimed ownership over this region, Britishers are refused the proposals. British people refused the proposal. So what is the major reason for the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War, children? Here Tipu Sultan claimed ownership over Malabar region, but Britishers refused the proposal. At that time what happens, Tipu Sultan tried to form a alliance with local people. That is enraged, means that is making him to more angry by the British against the Tipu Sultan. So whenever the Britishers are refused the proposal of Tipu Sultan is decided to form one alliance. Alliance means friendship. Alliance with whom? With local kings. And also Tipu Sultan is requested the French people to support him, and Tipu Sultan sent one ambassador. Ambassador means here you don't think it is a car, it is a representative. Ambassador means he is a representative. So Tipu Sultan sent one representative to the France, to support Tipu Sultan to fight against British. So Tipu Sultan sent an ambassador to France to make alliance. All these activities of Tipu Sultan against the British, right? That is the reason why British people thought that if the French people are helpful to Tipu Sultan, that is a really problem for the British people in their expansion. That is the reason why they are decided to fight against Tipu Sultan. That is leads to fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Again, I will say, just listen the content. First of all, Tipu Sultan claimed ownership over Malabar region after third Anglo-Mysore War, but Britishers refused the proposal of Tipu Sultan. So that when the Britishers are refused the proposal, Tipu Sultan is decided to form alliance. Alliance means what? Friendship. With whom? Local kings. For what purpose? To fight against whom? British. And also Tipu Sultan sent one ambassador to France to support him to fight against British people. And at that time, French people are the enemies of British. By looking into all these developments of Tipu Sultan, they enraged against Tipu Sultan. At the same time, Lord Wellesley arrived to India as a Governor General. Lord Wellesley arrived in the year 1798. Already we discussed, right, what he implemented in the year 1798. In the 1798, he implemented subsidiary alliance. So Lord Wellesley arrived to India in the year 1798, and he tried to impose some unconditional treaty against the Tipu Sultan. How like the Britishers are forced the Tipu Sultan to sign Srirangapatna Treaty, in the same manner Wellesley also tried to force Tipu Sultan to sign in that treaty. But here what happened, Tipu Sultan rejected to sign in the treaty which is proposed by the Lord Wellesley. That leads to the fourth Anglo-Mysore War. So once the Tipu Sultan refused the proposal of Wellesley, fourth Anglo-Mysore War started. Finally, fourth Anglo-Mysore War started in the year of 1799. So what happened, in this war, Tipu Sultan is unable to fight against the British, and also British peoples are able to defeat Tipu Sultan in fourth Anglo-Mysore War. That is the reason why, while the war is going on, Tipu Sultan died. Tipu died during this war. So British felt very happy after the death of Tipu Sultan. Why? Because means after they defeated the Tipu Sultan, they thought that they are able to occupy complete South India. They are able to occupy complete South India. In this manner, in the year 1799, what happened? Tipu Sultan is died. After the death of Tipu Sultan, what happened to the Mysore province? So after the fourth Anglo-Mysore War is ended with the death of Tipu Sultan, the Mysuru province is the places in the Mysuru province that is shared among Marathas. Some places are taken by the Marathas. Some places it is under the control of Nizams of Hyderabad, and some places it is taken by British people. And some few places in Mysuru province are given to one royal family in Mysuru, that is Wadiyar dynasty. So whatever the places are given to Wadiyar dynasty, that is known as Mysuru princely states. So after the death of Tipu Sultan, this is the structure of Mysuru province. Some of the places are taken by the Marathas, some places are taken by the Nizams of Hyderabad, some places will be taken by the British, and some inside regions of Mysuru province that is given to a royal family, that is Wadiyar dynasty. Wadiyar dynasty. So even though Wadiyar dynasty will be ruling there, indirectly they are under the control of British people only. So whatever the places at that time ruled by the Wadiyars, that is known as Mysuru princely states. Mysuru princely states. In this manner, the fourth Anglo-Mysore war is ended. So fourth Anglo-Mysore war is ended in the year 1799 with the death of Tipu Sultan. So children, so far from the last two classes onwards, we discussed information about Anglo-Mysore wars. How many Anglo-Mysore war takes place? 4 Anglo-Mysore war. First Anglo-Mysore war, second Anglo-Mysore war, third and fourth. Again I am saying, first Anglo-Mysore war ended with Madras Treaty, second Anglo-Mysore war ended with Mangalore Treaty, third Anglo-Mysore war ended with the Treaty of Srirangapatna. Fourth Anglo-Mysore war, there is no treaty. Why? Because that is the end of Tipu Sultan rule in the year 1799. So in that lesson, the opposition of British rule in India, opposition of British rule in Karnataka. So far we discussed how the opposition made by Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. So in the coming classes, let me discuss what are the other revolutions taken place in Karnataka against the British rule, especially Dondiya Wag, Rani Channamma, Sangoli Rayanna, and Halagali Beda's revolt. Those and all we will discuss in the coming classes. So, my dear students, this is the end of today's class. In this class, we discussed about third Anglo-Mysore war and fourth Anglo-Mysore war. So, next class we will meet again with further topics in the same lesson, that is opposition of British rule in Karnataka. Thank you. Have a nice day.